So we still have to find out the energy eigenvalues and the energy level splitting. So in order to find the energy eigenvalues, we have to go through the expression of energy in terms of C1 and C2 here. So we can use either of this. Let's use the first one. And so E tilde is basically, we'll have two E tildes because for a particular C1 we have two values of C2. One associated with plus value, one another associated with minus value, which is quite apparent if we just move down and get the expression of C2 in terms of uh, C2 in terms of C1 here. So plus minus, right? So that's the thing. So let's keep them in the same screen because we'll be using this thing. Right. So E tilde associated with the plus value is basically C1 EL plus C2 plus delta by C1. Then we have E tilde minus C1 EL plus C2 minus delta by C1. And E then is given by E tilde plus minus E tilde minus. And if we do that, plug that in. So if we do the algebra, what comes out as C2 tilde C2 C2 plus C2 minus and C1 in the downstairs. Now let's plug in the values of the values of C2 plus and C2 minus. Let's do that. So C1 times plus this one we assume to be beta by 2 delta, then minus C1 minus epsilon minus beta by 2 delta divided by C1. Now C1 goes away. This delta goes away, and what we are left with is 2 beta by beta by 2, which is basically beta. So basically this thing. So energy splitting is given by epsilon root over epsilon square plus 4 delta square. Right? All right. What's next? Okay. So we still need to find the individual energies. So let's use this. E to the plus which if we move down, if we go to the fission, then it is E2 minus E1. So this is basically E2 at C1 E1. Let's not do that here. We'll have to plug in the value of C1 and C2 down the line. So let's deal with that first. Let's simplify C1 and C2. So C1 is this. So for the class value, we have plus beta, which is basically E, right? 2 delta is squared. We'll go for that. So sorry for that. Let's do it in a so for class we have C1 plus, this comes up to be 1 plus this. So this beta is E, and let's take minus epsilon plus E to be delta plus Kali T plus. Plus, so C2 plus would be C1 plus, which is this, times Kali T plus divided by 2 delta. Now now we are in a position to plug those numbers in here and find the corresponding energies. So let me copy it first. And that, have that down. So this thing plus, this thing plus. This goes away. We have EL plus I2. This is basically E2. for E1, taking the minus value of C1 minus to be by I phi divided by over 1 plus this thing. Let's take this thing to be curly D minus. And C2 minus is basically curly D minus by 2 pi. And we have E1 to be C1 minus L plus C2 minus delta by C1 minus. And again, take this thing to be common. Delta times curly D minus. And this thing goes away, and we have this is E1. So notice this D plus and D minus both are known. Both are known in terms of so I have to go up. This epsilon is given, and this so this curly D is function of epsilon and E. Epsilon is given. This E is the difference between E is the difference between the two energy states, energy eigenstates, and that we have found out in terms of the known quantities, the first part right here. So this E1 is known, and this E2 is also